Right, let me quickly summarize the lesson that we have learned. We learned about the central processing unit, which is mainly the main component, main part of the computer, or we call brain of the computer is central processing unit, because that much of important. So we know how important brain to the human being. It's very, very important. It is the decision making place, and it is where the processing happen. It is where the decisions are taken. So it is where the actions are initiated. So similar to that, CPU in computer is very, very important components, which is similar to brain. And it has few components. So arithmetic and logical unit, control unit, and those are the main components. Additionally, we have memory registers, buses, and cache memory. So those are the additional things. So functions of ALU is basically the arithmetic operations. Additions, division, subtraction, multiplication, modulation, those operations are done in the ALU. And CU is the traffic manager, similar to traffic police. So CU send control signals to each and every component of your computer system. So that is your control unit. And it initiates the communication. So it initiates, it instructs the places, it instructs all the components to work together to achieve its primary goal of data processing. That is the computer's primary goal. And memory registers, cache memory, those are serving as special memories inside the processor. So those are special memories inside the processor which help in, right? Which help in basically the processor to process. So you keep data inside processor using this cache memory and registers. So we learned that part, right? Okay, so then, okay, then we learn about how this processor evolved during different generations. So first generation, you know, the computer was really like very large one. It's stored in a large building. So it has a giant processor and like control room. So, you know, the control room means that currently we call keyboard for that. So earlier days we call control room because it is the entire thing. So see this. So let me go to Google quickly. So see the generation one, first generation computer control room. Today this is actually keyboard. It's only limited to your maybe you can keep the keyboard in your palm even today, but earlier days the control room was something like this. This is something in the previous days. You can see a lot of switches are there, lot of controllers are there here, lot of switches, controllers in the controller. Sorry,
Are there screens in that, sir?
I didn't get you. Can you repeat the question?
Screens in the computer?
Initially not. Initially no screen for the computer because initially they have used printer to get the output. So monitor was not initially used in the computer. It was just the print only. So, you know, I think you can remember the person here, right? Who's this? I think you
Mark.
can remember the first. Yes?
1 second. It's.
Who's this? We discussed in the history lesson, right? History of the computer. We discussed in that lesson. So she's called the first programmer. I think now you can remember the name. Yes, who's the first programmer? Right? You can ask because your computer is intelligent enough to answer now. You can ask the computer.
I can't remember, sir.
Yes, you can ask. Who is the first programmer in computers?
1 second, sir.
You can ask from your
Here's what I
computer.
found.
You can see it's a lady, Ada Lovelace. She's considered to be the first programmer who programmed. So you can see Lady Ada Lovelace.
Lady Ada Lovelace.
Lowell
Right, but
Lake.
you cannot see her working with the computer.
Ada Lovelace.
So only some drawings are there. Right, only some drawings are there. Her face is quite similar to Ada Lovelace, that's why I said, but only some drawings are there. Right? Okay, so that is the history part. And the second generation, so it uses transistors. The third generation, it is VLSI and LSI, very large scale iteration and large scale iteration. So altogether we call microprocessors.
She was called as the first programmer, right?
Sorry?
Lady Ada Lovelace.
Yes. She's considered to be the first programmer who started programming a computer, right? And the first generation vacuum tubes, second generation transistors, third generation integrated circuits, basically LSI and VLSI, large scale integration and very large scale integration was there in as integrated circuits. And then fourth generation, it was microprocessors. Sorry, my mistake. So third generation integrated circuits, fourth generation is large scale integration and very large scale integration. So that is called microprocessors. And
Micro is the first name.
right, the fifth generation, it is about, yes, fifth generation, what is there? What was there? It is not there in your book. What about the fifth generation? Can anyone remember what was the technology used in fifth generation?
Robots. I can't remember what's that.
Right, you have to remember these things, right? You have to remember these things.
Ultra large scale.
Yes, it is ultra large scale integration, ULSI. Correct, listen. It is ULSI. So please remember these things, very important. And another name for microprocessors is LSI and VLSI. So microprocessors can be named as large scale integration and very large scale integration. That is another alternative name for
Ultra large.
scale
So
integration.
what's the name? Ultra large scale.
Integration. I think we learned
I
that.
couldn't
No?
hear the last word.
Ultra large scale integration. I think we have learned that.
No, so these days I have a bad
Yes, sir.
connection.
Right, okay.
I get
Right, okay. Then
ultra large scale.
integration, ultra large scale. Okay, I'll type that for you. So
What's the word?
that is called ULSI, ultra large scale integration. Right, that is ULSI. Okay, so if you know the word, if you want the word, it's there in the bottom here. Right, this is some special video I have taken this for, like how future computers are going to be. So please watch this.
So I can't see that. Ultra large integration. What's this, sir?
Right. Some of you are asking for the video. Yes, can be sent, but actually you can download this as a presentation. So it's already there in the Edmodo. So please go to Edmodo and you can download the entire presentation, right? So that will be easier for you, I think. The presentation has the video. Okay, this is the future, right? This is how it's going to work in future. So now you know in and out of the things and development, and now we have come to the artificial intelligent era. So where people can interact, right? Where people can interact using so interact with the devices basically. So everything is going to be connected. So like it's going to connect your mug, it's going to connect your plate, so it's going to connect your watch, fridge, everything will be connected to each other. And also you can see the virtual simulation as we saw in the video. So that is what the future IT evaluation is, right? Okay, then, right. So today we have to move to the next topic, our new topic. Okay, so let's discuss the remaining questions here. And the technology use, I think we have discussed that, right? Technology use in the second generation is, yes, this part we discussed last day. That is transistors. And third generation, it is IC, integrated circuits. And fourth generation, it is LSI and VLSI. VLSI, and this is called microprocessors. So we discuss about this and electronics consumption, electricity consumption of this. The first generation very high. Second generation is somewhat high. So third generation you can say average, and the fourth generation it is low. Right. Unit measure which measure the processing speed. This one also we discuss. Units which, yes, this one also we discuss. Unit which measures the processing speed, basically milliseconds. MS, milliseconds, and then yes.
Sir, I had a connection issue.
Yes.
So can sir send the video link in the WhatsApp, please?
You can download all the videos in Edmodo. You can just go and watch all the videos in Edmodo. No need to send it in WhatsApp because everything available in the Edmodo, right? Just log into the Edmodo and see. In milliseconds, then the next one, second generation, what was the measurement unit? Can anyone remember? We discussed this last day. Second generation. First generation is milliseconds. Second generation, yes, you have sent in the chat. Yes, microseconds. Microseconds, nanosecond. So which is second basically? Milli, micro, nano, pico. Yes, correct. Milli, microseconds. Microsecond. Then this is nanosecond. So here actually 1 divided by 1,000 second, 1 divided by million second, micro, 1 divided by billion, and next one is picoseconds, 1 divided by trillion. Right. So that is how speed of this measurement, this speed is measured in these generations. And name the technology used to construct the central processing unit in following computers. So this one. So what do you think? What is the technology? Which one? Is it vacuum tube, transistors, IC, or microprocessors? These three. Who says vacuum tubes? How the can vacuum tubes scale? Yes. Anything out of this is constructed using vacuum tubes? Yes or no? Come on. Vacuum tubes වලින් හදන්නේ මේවා? No. Right, okay. So only one or two are answering. Others, I think, Rovinu, you have to answer. Right? Okay. So what is the technology then? Is it ICs or transistors or microprocessors? What is the technology here? Okay.
Microprocessor.
Microprocessors, yes, all are using microprocessors. All are using LSI and VLSI. You can say all are using LSI and VLSI. This is also LSI, LSI. The second one is also LSI, VLSI. The third one is also VLSI and LSI, microprocessors. Okay, with that, the discussion related to the, so you can write down this in your writing book if you want, or you can remember the things. It's easy. With that, our first lesson activities are over. So next we have to move to the next lesson, which is operating systems. Right? Next lesson is operating systems, but we have not discussed about that. Don't worry, right? First one is ULSI. Ultra large. As you can say ULSI, but LSI, VLSI is also correct. So that is okay. Yes, you can say. So even ULSI is also correct because some of these generations are using ULSI, right? But some of these tabs are using VLSI. So it's both VLSI and ULSI. Right? So you can say maybe microprocessors and ULSI. ultra large scale integration. That is, I agree with your answer, because so it's using the modern generation 5 technologies. So I agree with your answer. So microprocessor and ULSI, ultra large scale integrations. Okay then. Right. So let's move to our lesson, the new lesson. So in the reading book, new lesson is operating systems. In the reading book, new lesson is operating system. Here you have very special practical Pute. So therefore, when you are doing the practicals next day, sometimes we will be starting the practical next day related to this in your practical session. That's very, very important, because now we are going to start practicals related to your lessons in your book. So it's very, very important. Okay, about operating systems. So what is basically the operating system? What do you know about operating system? Can you give few examples for operating system? Anything? So can anyone? So now I give
OS.
you ideas. Yes. What is operating system? Can you give me few examples for operating systems? What it can do? Yes. Hello guys. Can you all hear me?
Yes, miss. Yeah. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay.
Controls the activities related to storage devices.
Controls activities related to storage device. Only related to storage devices? Is it only related to storage? Okay. So let me tell something. Okay. Now I'm going to, now I'm going to change my screen and show you the presentation. So who supported this? How I have changed? Actually, I have changed between two applications. Earlier version was PDF. PDF was one application. Then I'm loading another application. Actually, who supported this? I switched between applications.
OS. Operating system.
Operating system. I switched between application. Operating system supported this. It is not just storage devices, even memory to swap between, to change between the applications, it supports. So yes, as you said, it is true. To manage files, it support. So what else? Can you manage users using operating system? Who can use computers and who cannot use computers? Can you manage using operating system? Puluwanda. Can two people use same computer? එකම computer එක දෙන්නෙකුට use කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? Is it possible?
No.
Can't.
Can't.
Not in the same time, right? In different times? In
Different times can.
Yes, in different times, it's possible. Yes, in different times. So one computer can be used by two.
Two people.
Two or more, right? Two or more. So if they want to keep their document in separate locations, if they want to keep their documents in separate locations where, so assume that you are brother and you are using the same computer. You want to protect your computer from your brother, right? You want to protect your documents from your brother. So assume that your brother is younger than you. So he is deleting and editing everything. So you just want to protect your document from him. What you're going to do now?
Password.
Yes, you can put a password. You can put a password and username. Right? Then your brother can use another password and username. So both can use the documents without any intersection. Then your brother cannot delete your document. You cannot delete his document. So both are protected. So who support this? Who support this operation? Which team support this? Is it some application or operating system?
Operating system.
It's again operating system. It's again operating system. Operating system can support user management too. Now we learned few activities, right? One activity which is supported by operating system, as I think yesterday or someone said, file or storage management. That is correct. And another activity is user management. And I saw another activity, that is memory management. So what else it can do? It can manage storage, users, memory. It can manage processors. Can you tell some other thing other than this? Yes,
Hardware
also
management.
operating system. Yes, hardware management. Very good. It's correct. Hardware can be managed. How? Yes, you can decide. Right? You can decide to enable, disable hardware using the operating system. You can decide what to do with hardware and software using operating system. That is hardware management. That is also possible. And you can manage networks, network management. For an example, so see here, let me drag this down and add it here. Right, see here in Wi-Fi connection, when I go to Wi-Fi connection, it shows me different connections, right? You can see more than here, dialog 4G, my home Wi-Fi, office portable 4G, SLT ADSL, SLT fiber. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Basically, it has
That's
different
the
networks.
Wi-Fi connected to the PC.
Sorry?
Sir, isn't it the Wi-Fi connected to the PC?
Wi-Fi can be connected to PC, laptop, mobile phone, anything. Right?
Yeah.
Now you can see many, so these kind of things. And so you can also create your own Wi-Fi, right? You can also create your own Wi-Fi, right? Software management. Yes, one said software management. That is also correct, right? So I couldn't add. Let's add it now itself. So one another thing is software management or application management. That is also correct, right? Application of software management. That is also correct. So
Excuse
it
me,
does the
sir.
file management, user management, memory management, process management, hardware management, application or software management, right? So it does many tasks, many management tasks. So it is mediator or it is intermediate person managing all these tasks. I was showing you the network management part, like, so likewise, you can also change your network. So how can you create your own Wi-Fi network? Yes. Do you know how to create on Wi-Fi network? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, if you are using a
No,
mobile
sir.
phone, right? If you are using a mobile phone, if you have two mobile phones in your home, or if you are using a mobile phone, if you have a mobile phone, there you can see something called mobile hotspot. Balana settings wala hari, network wala hari ati, there's something called mobile hotspot. If you turn on mobile hotspot, let me turn on my mobile hotspot. Okay, I'm going to turn on now. You can see the Wi-Fi setting, right? Okay, I have turned on mobile hotspot in my Galaxy mobile. You can say Galaxy M211, a new network came. If I turn off the mobile network, you can say now it will not be visible to you, right? It will be disappeared from this location. So likewise, you can turn on the mobile network, then you can see your own Wi-Fi network there. So you can, if you want, you can connect. You can rename this. නිකම් බලන්න මේක උඩට ගිහිල්ලා there's a feature, you can go to this mobile hotspot, just you can change the name of this. Let's change this name to, okay, Microsoft. When I save this, you can see the name of the Wi-Fi network is now, it has changed to Microsoft. If you have enemy close by, you can rename your hotspot just to insult the particular person, but don't do that, right? Okay. So I have seen some of the students. So when I do this physically in my classes, some of the students, when I ask them to rename Wi-Fi, they are renaming Wi-Fi like this, right? So okay, they go to the Wi-Fi settings and they are going to rename like, sir, they are renaming like this. You can see here, sir, we need break. So likewise, they are renaming, right? So they are trying to communicate using Wi-Fi network. You can see some of your friends maybe closer to your home are also trying to communicate using the Wi-Fi network. Have you seen this in your mobile hotspot? How many of you have seen?
Sir, I have seen hotspot.
Mm-hmm.
My mother uses Zoom as
Mm-hmm.
she's a teacher.
Others,
She
have you
uses
seen
Zoom,
mobile
It
hotspot?
connects the hotspot, but sir, I don't know how is this thing connect.
So basically what you have to do is you have to you have to go to your mobile. So if you have a mobile device, mobile phone there, if it is like Android phone, you can say mobile hotspot, something called mobile hotspot. So you can see these settings, you can see these settings in your mobile phone. Here, can you see? I think it's disturbing because of this. Here you can see personal hotspot or mobile hotspot. You can allow others to join and you can just change the settings and change the name and everything using this hotspot thing. That is in the settings. Right? You can change this and see. Right? All of you are having that, right? All of your mobile phones, if you have a mobile phone, smartphone, surely you should have that. And surely තියෙනවා mobile phone එක. Or you can take a screenshot
Yes,
and send
sir.
it. Yes. Okay, so then you know what operating system is.
Like
Please write down OS support the following activities. So please write down this. Operating system support the following activities. So please write as a note.